Hey.
Oh, episode 2, the girlhood hangover. Welcome back. If you've made it this far, then I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank
Welcome back.
you, all five of our followers.
I
We love you.
We made it. I haven't. I gotta get back on Spotify and like look, see if
You
I'm making
do.
more than our
My
friends.
my mom listened and she
I
said she left a
appreciate that.
comment. So, you know what? We appreciate the mom support.
I love that. Well, my mom, Crop Top Karen, claimed she didn't know that I dropped the episode. So I was like, well, gotta pay attention to the gram, you know?
Yeah.
You
Come
gotta
on,
be a
mom.
follower.
My
I
mom is
did.
not on the socials, so I had to send her a direct
No,
link.
I know. She did ask me to send the link, and I did not, but she'll figure it out.
Yeah,
She'll
she'll
be
get
fine.
there. I'm sure she'll be fine.
She's figured out Instagram. She can figure out anything.
Right. I'm saying. Yeah,
But
I love
she'll
it.
she'll pencil it in. She's opening her Pilates studio, so there's
Oh,
yeah.
Karen. We love her
But
for that. You know,
get
I
your
want to
workout on, girl.
I want to take a Karen Pilates class and see what it's like.
Me too. I haven't taken a Pilates class by her, but I've taken a bar class for so my mom lives in Colorado for obviously people who don't know, and she owns a fitness studio, mostly bar is what it started off as. But I told her the demand for Pilates is there, and she finally listened. Well, I don't know if she listened to me, but she probably listened to the people who were begging for Pilates.
As she should,
So,
honestly,
yeah.
say yes to Pilates. I highly recommend. I was one of the I did like the hit workouts and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
crazy intense workouts that like make you feel like you're going to throw up while you're doing them and you're like, yeah, I'm going to push through and feel great about myself. Did that. Not that it's a bad thing, like if that works for you and you love that kind of workout,
Mhm.
amen. Love that for you. But for me personally, the high impact workout as they call it, I wasn't seeing what I wanted out of it. And then I had a girlfriend, shout out Jess, in Arizona, turned me on to Pilates. And I started doing it. I went to this studio called Desert Movement
Oh,
in
yeah, we met
Arizona.
there.
I love Desert Movement. It turned me on to Pilates so hard. And I love a low impact workout now.
That
Like
was not Pilates.
yeah, it's mat
Yeah.
Pilates. And it's a vibe there to begin with, but
Mhm.
secondly, like mat Pilates and like doing it's like basically like I guess I would call Pilates like yoga on with the volume turned up, you know? Because you're kind of getting like
Yeah,
more intense of a workout than just like a long stretch. But don't get me wrong, I've been in some yoga classes where I'm like,
for sure.
I can't hold
Especially
this
hot
position any
yoga.
longer. Like, can't. Hot yoga is like I think it's the mental game more than the workout of
Oh,
like, I'm
yeah.
really fucking hot and I have to get through that and be okay with it and then continue a workout. But then it's like, kind of euphoric, I guess.
Yeah. Mat Pilates for me was something I did a lot years ago, and I still love it, and I would still like to get back into it. Same with bar and what's the other one? No, I guess just Pilates, bar, and yoga. That's what I was doing, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'm like thinking something else. But recently I tried reformer Pilates on the
Love.
machines, and I don't. I don't
Really?
love it. I don't love it. And I was talking to my mom about it, and I'm like, I always was telling you about Pilates, but I was always talking about mat Pilates because that's where I learned how to do it. And I love that because I liked that it had a little bit of like higher intensity, but also low impact as well. Because like
Mm-hmm.
where I went, we got a little bit of both, right? A little cardio, a little heart rate elevated there going, and I liked that. With the reformer, I feel like I'm like, wee, flying around on this like little thing, and then I'm like, how do I make this more challenging? Like, hello, like calling over the instructor, like, hi, I don't feel anything. I feel like I should be feeling something. I feel like I'm just flying, like wee, like every time I'd push off of it,
Right.
I'm like wee, like flying.
Okay. That might be why I like it because I feel like it's like kind of like a jungle gym moment for adults, like, and you're working out. Number two, maybe you just didn't take like a really good class or have
I
like a
took
really
every.
good instructor because I have taken them in different places and I out here there's a chain called Club Pilates. I don't know if it's out there too, but
Don't want to
I've
slander
taken
anybody.
yeah, I don't want to slander any. I love Club Pilates. I will speak their praises because they do have good instructors. And sometimes when you're like, "Ugh, I need to work out, but I like don't want to I don't want to overdo myself or like I like a little help. It's like a Bowflex. Like you remember the Bowflex? back in the day, like the
Yeah.
infomercials. Yeah,
Yes.
who could miss out on that? I
The
feel
shake
like a
weights.
reformer shake weights is a talk for
Preparing
another day
preparing everybody for hand.
for extracurricular activities.
It
But it
was
was
just
always men in the commercials. It was never women. It was like
wow.
I feel like this should be on HBO after
I
9.
mean,
Like what
maybe
kind of infomercial?
another topic for another day. Men
Right.
who want to explore sexually but aren't,
You know,
but aren't quite ready to go there yet.
isn't that what college is for?
I don't know. Are they bringing shake weights to college?
I mean, I graduated college in 2011, so there was a lot of random shit
It's
happening
like
back
the.
then.
Do you remember those like jelly toys that like would slide up and
Oh,
down
yeah.
when we were kids?
Yeah.
It's like those, and then you go to shake weight, and then you get the real thing, and then you get a
Right.
dish.
It's really all about the what is it? The micro programming, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those toy companies know what they were doing.
They know. Yeah.
They
America
know.
is just a place for subliminal messaging in general. It's just all it is.
Do you remember, that reminds me, do you remember of Josie and the Pussycats? Do
Of
you
course.
remember that movie? That entire movie is about subliminal messages.
Well, literally the title just throws you. It's like you know what you're getting into here. It's on brand.
Josie and the Pussycats?
It's Pussycat. It literally has the word pussy in the title. Like,
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
but it's funny how like it can change over time like what is acceptable in like is it an innuendo? Is it not? Because like people used to say pussyfooting around, or they used to call it a pussycat, or there is I think I don't know if it's who's a part of the Looney Tunes conglomeration. I don't know, but I think they
I
had
don't know
a
anymore.
they had is that that's Warner
Was
Brothers.
that Disney?
They no, it's Warner Brothers. They had a character I think called Pussyfoot. Like they had a character called
I
Pussyfoot,
guess I'm
and
not very well versed on that universe of cartoons.
maybe that shows my age a little bit.
We're not that far apart in
I
age.
know,
I
but
just don't think it was
sometimes,
like my childhood, Like I was a
yeah,
Nickelodeon girl.
yes, I get that. Yeah, I got a little bit of everything, I think, because we just had whatever was on regular cable, which everybody did at that time. There was no streaming services. Like you just got what
Zero.
you got.
Zero. I remember when not Netflix, Redbox. Did you
The
guys have
Redbox,
Redbox?
the early
Yeah.
Netflix, right? Well,
Well, no,
Netflix was the
Redbox was
mailing thing,
like
but Redbox was like, I remember
outside
commercials.
Walgreens.
Yeah, they still have them.
They still,
Yeah, they do.
people are still getting DVD players because we're selling DVD players in Goodwill now, if no one was aware.
Uh,
You can get a DVD player for $7.99. I
yeah.
remember like thinking, I want this DVD player for my room for Christmas, and it's like $35. I'm gonna have to work for this.
Right. Like the big ones that like hooked up to your stereo system that were like $100.
Yes.
Yeah, you can still get them. They work in a Blu-ray player or like a gaming console, so you can still get them.
Okay.
But I remember getting seeing the infomercials for like, hey, you could own a red box and put it in somewhere or whatever. Missed out on a big opportunity to make money.
On a Redbox?
Yeah, I mean, I was like probably 7 or 10, so like that didn't really make sense for me at the time,
That's like those memes I see
in
when it
my
was like,
financial journey.
I should have been buying a house in 1997, but I was too busy in preschool.
Say yes.
Yeah, yeah, just say yes.
Just say yes. Yeah. The
Our
theme.
main topic today is
The
just say
theme.
yes.
The theme today is just say yes in all aspects
That's it.
responsibly.
That's the episode. Just say yes.
Just say yes
Have a great day.
responsibly. Responsibly. Thank you so much. Do not come back at us with a I said yes to this and it really got me in a lot of shit. Nope, that's not my problem. Say yes responsibly.
Well, that brings us into our topic of the day, which is immediately yes.
Immediately yes.
Being a yes girl. Are you a yes girl or are you more like a yes girl? Okay,
Yes,
since I
honey.
truly believe that there are two different versions of this. So hear me out.
Absolutely.
Being like a yes girl, where you are just like, you say yes to everybody because you're a people pleaser. So, like, you're a yes girl. So, we're saying yes to things that we don't even want to do because we have an intense fear of letting people down. Or are you like a yes girl? Like, you're just down for whatever all the time, partying, staying in, like, or you just have one or the other. We'll also talk about like immediately no's. I think those are also important, but that's my take on being a yes girl. Like, you're either just you are a yes girl who can't turn people down, or like you are like I'm down type of yes girl. So what would you define yourself as a little bit?
I honestly love that you separated those because I didn't even think about that, honestly. I did not. And I love that you brought that up of being like a yes girl of like the people pleaser, right? Because I feel like a lot of the women in general, but I feel like it hones into a lot of the millennial generation is big people pleasers and say yes to things even though it is a disservice to themselves in any way, shape, or form. And honestly, I was that kind of yes girl for a very long time. Like, and I think it stemmed from I just wanted people to like me in general.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
whatever kind of childhood drama we want to a trauma we want to dig up right now. But when I was young, I was loud, surprisingly, and it
Stephanie.
was a little obnoxious. So I always wanted to fit in with the popular girls or, the popular boys and wanted them to like me. And I just wanted people to like me in general. So I think I became a yes girl because of that. And when that snowballed into my early 20s, I think it was a huge disservice to myself because I was putting myself in positions to do things for others, which immediately made me feel good, right? Like I like doing things for other people that, results in making their life easier, making a moment more, enjoyable for them or whatever the case. I get a return on that. It's a love language, I guess you could say. But in many situations, I was putting myself out there and doing things for people that weren't willing to return that to me. And I think that can be a very volatile environment for somebody, especially if you are in the motive of wanting that return from other people and you're not getting it. And that immediately will make you feel like, what did I do wrong? Like, what's wrong with me that they wouldn't want to give me that same kind of attention or anything back. And I hate that. I hate it. And when I figured that out for myself, that I was looking internally when I wasn't getting that return of energy from people, I was like, that has nothing to do with me. That has absolutely nothing to do with me on how they react to a situation. I only can control what I put out there. And if it is influencing me that greatly, their return on me laying down whatever I'm doing to do something for them to make them happy or make their life easier, and I'm not getting the return, like, what's the point? Right?
Absolutely. You want to, I mean, ideally, we want to give like that energy, or the energy that we do give to others, we kind of want it back. But I think part of the maturing process and coming out of that like phase is realizing that you are not always going to get the same energy back no matter what you give. So, how does that make you feel when you're acting like your actions? So, how do I feel based off of my reaction and how I feel? Because that's the only thing that I can control, right? Is myself rather than somebody else. And I like how you were saying, like, you did it a lot as a kid, and then transferring into your adulthood, it did a disservice to you because it all also made me think, and I was thinking this about myself the other day. This isn't about you, but how I said yes to so many people as well in people pleasing ways, but it also at one phase in my life made me a pick me girl. And I
Mm.
hated that because I think being a yes girl who says yes to everything kind of led me into being a pick me girl. So, because it's like, yeah, I like this guy, so I'm just gonna say yes, even if I don't like something. If I don't want to do something, like I'm still gonna do it because I want to be liked. So I think even in friend situations and guy situation or romantic, whatever your preference is romantically, and just that leads you into saying yes to things that you don't wouldn't necessarily really want to do anyways. So then you come off looking like that, like a pick me girl, and nobody likes pick me girls, and they're always all made fun of, and that's just like what it was. And then also, like, same thing, kind of started realizing, okay, well, I'm not going to get what I want from absolutely everybody, regardless of what my little Delulu brain tells me. So I'm just going to start making decisions that make me happy and saying yes to things that are bringing me happy vibes. I mean, I don't want to do something anymore that I don't want to do. And I feel like that's something as an adult that gets really exciting is that we finally get to make those decisions.
Absolutely. I love that you brought up the pick me girl thing because I feel like I was a pick me girl at one point in time too, like probably more like high school. Literally the reason I started listening to country music, even though I grew up in such like a country area, my parents don't listen to country music. So like I didn't listen to country music. I started listening to it because there was a guy that I was into and he loved country music. So I'm like, I'm going to know all the country music. I'm going to know whatever's
For
hot right
sure.
now. Like, I'm going to know everything that's involved with country because this dude likes it. And I feel like that's okay to do in some extent, right? Like, especially if it's your partner. Like, my man loves to golf. Do I give two shits about golf? Absolutely not.
True.
Absolutely not. But I will I will make it like let him know that I'm interested in what he's interested in. I'll ask him questions like, "Hey, how was your round? Like, did you shoot? What was your score?" You know,
Yeah.
and he goes into detail that gets all like crazy on me, and I
Mhm.
can't even throw the birdie and back nine and whatever.
Sure.
I'm
Whatever those mean.
right. I'm like, I'll ask follow-up questions. So I'm like, what does that mean
Yeah.
when you
Oh,
do
yeah.
that?
Of
Like,
course. That's part of being supportive.
yeah, absolutely. But you don't need to be a yes girl in the format of like, I'm gonna put myself into something that I don't follow or I don't think is right for me just for the satisfaction of somebody else. Like, I'm not gonna look into Satanism just because some dude's like, yeah, I think Satanism is really cool. I'm gonna be like, all right, love that. Don't love that for
Taking
you.
interest in golf for
But
Satanism. Those
we
are
had
two
to do
very
both sides of
drastic
the spectrum,
things.
right? We had to do both sides of the spectrum here. Am I speaking from experience? Maybe. Um, that's not on my bingo card for this year
No,
or ever.
no.
So, it's you have to not be a pick me girl and choose what's good for you
Absolutely.
and find that fine line between the two, I think.
I think everybody at some point in their life, even if it was for a week, I don't care. You were a pick me girl.
Oh,
Ever, or at least every
absolutely.
girl, I should say. Because
Don't lie
we've
to yourself.
all, yeah, don't lie to yourself. Think about that one guy that you changed for just a little bit, like into somebody that you probably shouldn't be, or something you don't really like, but you're gonna do it anyways because you just want to see how far you can take it if he will fall in love with you.
Period.
This weekend, for example, was my sister's 40th birthday. I was like so hesitant to go. At first, I was like, immediate no. I'm not going. It's a party. There's a lot of people there. I'm now in a phase of my life when there's social anxiety, right? Like
You're meeting at what time? I'm usually in bed at that time. Like,
correct. Like wait, the party starts at
PM?
5:30 and then we're
PM.
going somewhere afterwards. Like there's two parts to this party. I'm sorry, we don't what? I should be breastfeeding at 8 p.m.
Right.
No, I mean before we wouldn't go out until 9 p.m. and now I'm like that's the second event of the night starts at 9 p.m.
Right.
What are we doing? But it did take me like about a week and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go support my sister. It is okay to ruminate on your decisions, whether or not you are a yes girl or not. Because that was definitely one of those weekends where it was like, should I go off to this party or not? And, also with my family, you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, we've gotten better. There's therapy rolling around for a lot of people, and I think that's wonderful. And I'm really happy for everybody who has healed in a lot of ways.
Therapy's good for everybody.
There's a lot of work to be done.
Say yes to therapy.
Yes, say yeah. Yes, that is a great point. Say yes to therapy. That is a good point to make from this is that it was so peaceful and harmonic this weekend. I mean, my sister had a beautiful time with all of her friends. My mom and my oldest sister, the non-birthday sister, they didn't claw each other's eyeballs out. They were able
Win.
to they were able to coexist in a party setting where alcohol was flowing in a very nice manner. So, I'm really proud of them for that. And that was kind of part. So I think when you're like thinking about of saying yes to things, it's like, well, who's going to be there? How long do I need to be there? The who, what, where, when, and why
Right. I need
is
the
really important.
speculations. And it's also okay to say yes to an event, but like with rules and regulations. Like, hey, I can come to the
What
I
are the
can
policies?
what's the policy? You can go and have fun at the event and you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If they're like, "Hey, we're going to go jump off the roof in our underwear," you could be like, sick. Did you want me to record that for you? Because, like, I'm
Right.
not going to do it. Like, that's cool. We are all free living human beings that have freedom of choice. Like, you do not have to fall into peer pressure and do what everybody else is doing. And I think that's cool. And it's sexy when people, like, are like, nope, I'm going to stand my ground as a human. And that's not for me, but like, I support you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
being a yes girl. Like, yes, queen, like, go off. Like, you want to wear the booty cheek little shorts out and you want to wear the see-through top, like, yes, queen, good for you, not for me, but good for you.
Oh, I definitely had another one of those moments. My younger sister was there as well, and she's 20, almost 22. And she put on this cute little bubble romper and like her little booty cheeks. Like, you,
I
oh,
love that for her.
I could see, I know. I mean, she's the cutest little thing, right? Like,
She's so
would
cute.
I have worn that when I was 21? 100%. Would
Thousand
I
percent.
wear that now? Absolutely not. That would be an immediate no for me.
Negative
But you
Ghost
know what?
Rider.
She looked good in it. I would wear a bubble romper, but not with my ass cheeks hanging out.
No,
And that's not hate on anybody who does do that because I think y'all look really cute. It's just not for me anymore. It's just
absolutely.
not the way that I'm dressing. But for her, I was like, "You look great. This is wonderful." She put little cowboy boots on because it was a little country themed party, and I was
Cute.
like, "Well, goddamn, my little sister is adorable." I should probably stop calling her little. She's actually taller than me.
She will always be your little sister. I mean,
I mean, yeah,
my little brother, you've seen that
yeah.
human.
Oh,
That is a
yeah,
massive human. He
yeah.
looks like
That's true.
Opie from what is that? Sons
R.I.P.
Sons of
Yeah,
Anarchy, right?
I knew
R.I.P.
exactly who you were
He's
talking
a
about.
big dude, and I will
Yeah.
still introduce him as my little brother, which can be a really fun surprise in some situations. Like when I was bartending and he did security at that bar, and this man was getting a little extra mouthy with me, and I was like, I'm gonna get my brother. I was like, yeah, does my little brother need to come talk to you? And he's like, oh yeah, bring on your little brother. And here comes this monster house human in a leather vest, like tapping his shoulder. Mind you, my brother is the biggest teddy bear ever. Like, you know, the trend where it's like, looks like a cinnamon roll could actually kill you, you know, one of those.
No, but okay, I'm with you. Like I
Okay,
understand the analogy.
right. It's a trend on TikTok. My brother looks like a cinnamon roll, acts like a cinnamon roll, but like could literally kill you. And just because he's a huge human, right? He's just a big
Yeah.
dude. He's always been a big dude. So like that is my favorite thing to like surprise people with. And he like taps on the shoulder and he's like, oh, yeah, no, we don't have a problem. I thank you, ma'am. I will pay my tab. I don't have a problem anymore. I was like, sick. Love that.
Yeah. I mean, I also have my younger brother and he's tall, but he's not like size-wise your brother, but he's tall.
No, he's super tall and very handsome.
Zachary is 6'3", 6'4", maybe?
Yeah, he's real tall.
He's really tall. And we have different fathers.
I was gonna say when I first met him, I was like, you and Jax are in the same gene pool? Like,
Halfway.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we don't really do half siblings in my family. Like, we don't really call each other that. But yes, technically, like, we share, for the record, let me just put this on record. And if you missed this because you're not a day one follower, episode 2, I have 5 siblings and we're all from my mother. Do we all have the same father? 2 of us do. 2 of us. It's a family bush, as Desi likes to call it. It's not a family tree. We're in a bush. We're not even all the same berry. So we're all different heights,
just
different eye shape.
cross-pollinating, you know, some
Yeah,
strawberries, some
just
blackberries.
just share crop top Karen. That's what we all have in common. That's what we have. And that's okay. It's been an interesting dynamic and it's part of the reason why I'm so funny. I mean, I don't know.
Literally, your
Literally
family
how else
is
to say it.
entirely interesting. Like we could do an entire episode on the dynamics of your family, and
We
I
can. We'll
love
go
the
into family
updates.
dynamics and it'll be great. But there are a lot of times where I have to tell them no to things or I have to set harsh boundaries, and it's not an immediate yes with my family members. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who can relate to that. And I think my family has a really cute way of pretending like the truth that like we speak about, like me saying, "Oh, we have like a lot we could talk about, like dive into dynamics." They'd be like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And it's like, bitch, you know what that means. Like, you know
Why are
what
you
that
getting defensive? Like, are you nervous
yeah,
about what we're going to talk
that
about?
it happens a lot is we all get, and I'm guilty of it too. It's like we all get defensive of this stuff, and I think that comes from the fact that like we are the most vulnerable with people we love and people who love us, and so it's like, oh, we have to come to terms with who we are and how we treat each other, and that's family, but family doesn't have to mean disrespect or
Right.
drama or saying yes to absolutely everything in order to please them because I did that for a long time and especially with Karen. Like I've said yes to a lot of things with her that I definitely regret doing and didn't want to do, but didn't want to disappoint my mom, and I've even stopped doing that. So yeah, so you don't have to say yes just because they're family, and you don't have to say no just because they're family either. But if it doesn't bring you peace, just say no.
Right. And I feel
Just
like you can say no and still be a yes girl because you're saying yes to yourself instead of other people.
Yeah, that is a great point. I like
You
I like
know,
that you bring that up.
we say
Yeah,
cool things sometimes.
that is great. That's a good point. You're saying no to somebody else, but that's a yes to yourself. That's yes, I'm giving myself peace. That's yes, I'm going to enjoy my time in and not out in potential drama and bringing negativity into my life because
Am I going to have FOMO? Immediately, yes. I am going to have FOMO about
always,
the entire situation. And
always.
instead of anxiety, I'm just going to have regular anxiety about what I could have experienced the night before. But in the long haul, it'll probably be better for my own self.
It will. It's just that, like, anticipated, like, ooh, is there going to be
Hmm.
drama? I get to go out. What's going to happen? It's almost like we thrive on that and we want it to happen because we want to be able to, like, take a story home.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, like this weekend, there was no drama. There were things that I have thoughts on. I'll say that. I'm gonna leave that there for now. I have thoughts on them.
I have
Um,
thoughts.
and things I'll deal with on a side quest and whatnot. But as far as like Desi being with me and having like a little mini, we were gone for less than 24 hours, but having that little time together and like spending, that was the yes. That was the yes for me. Celebrating my sister and spending time with my best friend without our kids around
I
and or
mean,
our spouses. And that to me was like everything. And we didn't do a bunch, we celebrated Katie. We met up with them at a very loud bar that we didn't stay very long at because
we
the
used to love those.
smell of sticky alcohol on wood laminate floors and probably the mix of body odor, it brought me it brought me to a place that I didn't want to be anymore.
Do you think that the buffalo chip smells like that?
Probably.
And we've just like never noticed because we were excited to be there?
Also, we spent a lot of time outside at the Chip.
This is true. We did spend a lot of time outside at the Chip. For anybody that
Yeah,
doesn't know, the Buffalo Chip is located in Cave Creek, Arizona, and is a really wonderful time.
it
It's like
really
an
is.
old school saloon, right? So, like, if you want to feel like you're in the middle of a movie scene, honestly, what was those ones with Kevin Bacon? The
Uh,
Footloose. Footloose. If you want to feel like you're in a
yes.
Footloose moment, you go to the Buffalo Chip because these people know the dance for every song, and there's a dance for every song.
Did I tell you that there's like some sort of, I don't know if it's a private group or like what, but there's like, you can join them if you are a line dancer.
Yeah, they have like they
It's like,
meet like other
I don't
days and
want
like
to say
teach you.
false because I think that's a little aggressive and I don't want to I probably just offended a lot of people saying that, but I mean,
Is this
anyways,
like Step Up, but like the country version, where they have like a whole gang that they're dancing with?
it is. I think it is. Like it's this whole line dance group, and if you get in their way, they're like, how dare
I
you?
remember,
Like, I'm just trying to learn the steps, man. And I gave
right?
up because we were there for my 30th, and I think that's the last time I was there. Actually,
That's
that was
I was
3 years.
there with you for that.
Yeah, yes, yeah, we were there. I think that was the last time I went. That was 3 years ago almost, and people were aggressive.
Hmm.
They were very aggressive, and I didn't like it. Wait, was the
Was I
time
there for that one, or was that your
No,
20th
yes, you were.
birthday?
No. That was my 30th. You were there. Sarah was with us, not my sister-in-law, Sarah.
Yeah, I remember that. And
Your sister, Sarah,
we stayed at Katie's
for sure.
Airbnb, right?
Yeah, because we were
Okay.
supposed to have my party at the Airbnb, but when it floods in Cave Creek, you can't get there.
Yeah,
And
your
remember that
brother-in-law had to
flood?
pick me up because my little
Yes,
Jetta was
yes,
not making it through that, and he had to come get
absolutely
me in the big
not.
boy truck.
Yes, yes. So that was that disaster.
But we had a fucking blast. Like, I
We had
am
so much fun.
literally going to post a picture from that to our Instagram because we had a blast. Like, we
We had
had
so
so
much fun.
much fun.
We always had fun.
Quinn was there too.
Winnie,
I
my little
love
angel. I love her.
I love her too. She's so sweet. I got to see her not that long ago. We went and all had like a dinner together, like a lunch dinner, like it was an early dinner.
That is
And
fantastic. With her same Chicago friend?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, he's a good time. Yeah, we went to like some Mexican restaurant or whatever, but I love that I get the chance to see her once in a while because I'm now the mom friend and she's the single friend. Like I used to be the single friend with mom friends, and that's
Oh,
her
I see what
now,
you
and that's
Yeah,
our dynamic now, which I do understand why it's so hard to keep up with that dynamic now these days because
yeah.
I'm not as readily available. I think I'm also one of those moms that it like took me a minute to be okay to like explore a lot of things with my child that were further from my house than I like to be. So,
That's okay.
yeah, I it took me a minute to do that. Now I'm great. I'm super happy about it. But I commend you on doing 24 hours away from your children because I don't know if I could do that yet as a mom. Also, I don't know if my partner could handle that overnight because my girl still be sipping on the tap.
Yeah, and that's okay because it took me a long time too. But I've been a mom for 15 years.
Yeah, that's the
So
big
it's a
difference.
little different. It's a little different. And we have different situations. I won't say like George jumped at the bit to be alone
You're
with
right.
the two kids. You know, he wasn't like, yeah, I can't wait for you to be gone. You know what I mean? I mean, he was supportive. He's like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, like we'll figure it out. I mean, I don't think I would leave right now for more than that or longer than I did. And I even wanted to get home earlier than I did, but I also kind of just took my time and like went and got a coffee and had those last few moments with, my friend and Karen and Savannah were with us too.
Hmm.
So we all just kind of did that. But I mean, you got to get to that point, and this is that moment where you do get to say yes or no to things because you're a mom and it's a valid excuse. So soak up using that as an
I do.
excuse,
I do.
I mean,
I use my girl for an excuse for everything. Like, hey, that I don't have energy for that event. I'm like, oh, sorry, that's not going to work around nap time or like something like that. Or like, yeah,
yeah.
Lila's ready to
Do you,
go.
do you want me to edit this out? Are people gonna hear this?
No, it's totally
You
fine.
just want to own, you
No,
own it.
I'll own it. I'll own it. I was literally talking to my nanny about that the other day. I say nanny like it's like the coolest fucking thing ever. It's literally my sister-in-law. It sounds like
I have
I'm
a
like
nanny named
I live in the
Steph.
suburbs and I have a nanny. It's my sister-in-law. Well, one day because, me and Ty aren't married yet, but she's fantastic with Lila. I think the lucky heavens every single day that I have her. I'm so lucky to have her. She's in our own home, raising my baby every day while I'm working. And
Yeah, you
that's
gotta do what works
fantastic.
for you. And it is.
And also, we get to bond so much more too, like on the daily basis, which, yes, for that, because I think it can be hard to bond with like your in-law siblings sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on the situation. Like we just didn't get a lot of time together outside of like family events. So now like we get
Mhm.
to talk every day and we get to talk about stuff that maybe we wouldn't talk about at family events. So I love that. But yeah, I was talking to her the other day about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I use Lila as an excuse for everything." I was like, "Cool, because me too. Great. Like if Ty's taking his sweet time because he can be the captain of lollygagging a little bit, I'm like, oh, Lila needs to go. Like Lila's ready to go. She's sitting in her seat, just cool as a cucumber. Like could care less what's going on." And I'm like, we need to go.
We gotta go.
We
Over
gotta go.
here. Oh no. Theo's bedtime has gotten me out of a few family dinners, and I don't care. I don't.
Love that for you.
I'm not going to a 6:30 dinner reservation when my child's birthday is at 7:30. Or not birthday. I mean child's bedtime is at 7:30, okay? 6:30 is when the crankiness begins. You think he's
Hmm.
gonna sit in a high chair at a table and not make noise? No, he's gonna cry. He's gonna want to get out of it. He's gonna want to run around. I'm gonna be that parent? Absolutely not. So not only do I not want to subject my child to a later bedtime, I don't want to put myself through that stress. That's an immediate no for me. I'm not coming.
You said
It
yes
will
to
not be
yourself
there.
in that situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for my child's sleep schedule too. Okay. When there's some things that you need to stick to, and for me it's a sleep schedule.
Yep.
Let them sleep.
Let
Also,
them
that's
sleep.
my me time. That is my me time. When they're in bed, I get like 2 hours where I just get to like turn off my brain. And I want that time. I don't want to sit in a restaurant during that time.
No.
I think that becomes like even more sacred of saying yes and no after you become a parent because your time is just so precious. Funny again, I saw another meme that was like, I had so much time before I was a parent. What was I doing?
Literally. Like,
Like, what did I do with all of that time? And I say that kind of odd because I've been a mom since I was fresh out of high school. But at the same time, there were many years there where I was a single mom. So 50% of the time I shared custody and I didn't have anything to do on those days. And I would sit around like, well, how do you not make food for four people? Like, now I just have to
right.
make food for one person or I had to figure out how to divvy up that time. But now that I'm married and had two more kids, I'm like, well, I really took that for granted. of
Right.
having
Because
all of
now
that
at
free
this point,
time.
you're like, I've got another 16 years or so before you're going to get any of that allotment of time back to you.
I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe a little less, like depending on like Mia and
Yeah.
how
I mean,
she,
your kids are pretty independent, for the most part. The older boys are like, they kind of like, they can go in their
yeah,
room and do their own thing and all of
yeah.
that.
They're pretty good about stuff. I mean, Dax, they're all supposed to be in charge of their own laundry, and Dax didn't have clean shorts this morning for school, so he wore sweatpants in 110-degree weather. And it's like, walk around and find out. I
Yeah.
mean, I tell you to get something done, you don't do it. I don't know what to tell you.
You made
Like,
poor choices.
yep, that means you have to wear, you said no, I'm not doing my laundry. These are the consequences of saying no sometimes.
We're giving you
Saying
adult
no.
lessons now.
Yeah, saying no can be helpful, but sometimes saying no can also not be helpful. So,
Yep.
what are some of like your immediate no? Like, what are your immediate no's? What are you absolutely not doing?
Right now, not leaving my baby overnight. um,
Okay,
I
that's fair.
I turned down a work trip to Colorado, unfortunately, because it was going to be like 3 days, and I was like, so like I get to bring my baby with me, or how? And the answer was no for me. Immediate no's are going to be dispositioning myself for no return. And that sounds a little selfish. I realize that, but I think that in my being now in my middle 30s, I have lived and learned enough to know that if I'm extremely dispositioning myself to do something for somebody else, whether that is validation, whether that is an actual activity and requires my presence, like all of those things, I'm not going to do it just for like, oh, how's that going to make them feel? Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not going to. Like, I'll still, respond to people and all of that. But I think that protecting your mental health is one of the most important things that you can do as a human being in this world, and especially as a mother. So I have learned to not disposition myself, especially as a mother, because, I need to do it for somebody else's experience.
Mhm.
I think that's a big thing for me and was a big learning lesson for myself as well because like it was hard for me to say no. Like it was really hard for me to say no to things or tell people exactly what I wanted. I was always like, yeah, whatever works kind of person. Like, yeah, whatever
Yeah.
works. I'm good with it. And now I'll be a little bit more particular about like, oh yeah, this would probably work better for me because then you're setting expectations. You're setting underlying boundaries for, certain
Mhm.
things as well. And I think that that's really important as just like a human being
Absolutely.
existing in the world. Trying to think.
No, it's okay. I mean, that you spoke great on that. I mean, it all ties back in together where we've all beat, what's the saying? Beat a dead horse with a stick on this one, like about mental health and just doing things in general. I mean, that's all kind of what everything stems back to, right? Is how does it make you feel immediately? Like immediately, how does that make you feel? And that can kind of generate your answer and what you're going to do and what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to and the decisions that you make in life. I know for me, I'm not going to say yes to jobs or things like that do not bring me some sort of peace or financial stability or just doing it because I feel bad. I left a job of 3 years recently, and I just kept saying yes to them about coming back and doing things. And it has done, I don't, well, oh gosh, let me phrase this properly because I don't have any negative feelings about working there. Oh, well, there was one person there that can go fuck themselves, but other than that, I mean,
Every job is like that.
yeah, absolutely, and she knows who she is.
You know who you
And
are.
you know who you are. The nurse karma's coming for
If you
you.
know, you know. This was about you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But like I had a great in the one department I worked in. I worked in two different departments there, and I should say both of the charge nurses were great. But like the supervisor to one of the departments, one of the best people. I mean, just and it's hard to say no to that person because of their great character, right? You want to and I think that's also important is not letting people down that are good to you because you want to keep those people in your life. But it did come a point to me where there was something that happened, and I was like, you know what? My answer is finally no. I'm actually not going to do this. I did say yes initially, and I shouldn't have, and I said it based off of emotions and not logic. So I'm now going to just speak off of what I really want to do, and that's not work here. That
Good
is
for
no
you.
longer being here. It's not excelling my career, and I guess I'm still not like 100% sure where I'm headed in my nursing career. I like what I'm doing now. I like working in hospice, and I said yes to that because it matched with what I felt in the moment and what I need right now. But leaving that job was one of the hardest decisions and the hardest no's that I've ever had to say because I was leaving behind the emotions, like the
Yeah.
positive emotions and the support that they gave me. But I was saying yes to myself in the way that like this is going to help me grow, not just as a nurse, but as a person in general. And in the last, what, I think I'm 7 weeks into this new job, and I have met some of the craziest, but also most amazing people in my life. And that's just healthcare in general.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean, you
just
can
in
find that
life,
in most any job, right? The
I
level of
think
crazy,
so.
you know?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
I've never worked retail, but I can't imagine people getting mad at you for a
it's
t-shirt.
interesting. It's
And then
interesting.
working, yeah, I remember one of my last days at the VIG, some lady was screaming at me over salad dressing. And I looked at her, and I used to not really snap back at customers or, I would just always smile and say yes. Like,
Hmm.
but I'm sorry, the customer is not always fucking right. And people don't have a right to talk shit to you just because you're a service worker or you're providing a service to them. That does not give you the right to be disrespectful. And this lady was yelling at me over salad dressing. Like, first of all, I didn't make your fucking salad. Okay? I'm not the
Right.
one who made it. I actually didn't even bring it out to you. So I rang it in, and I can tell you that I rang it in properly. But between the person who made it and the person who brought it out here and whatever chef was on the expo line, go fuck yourself too, because you let that shit get out wrong.
Right. There's a lot of
Do
human
your
error
job.
points in here, right? There's a lot
Yes.
of human error points in here. So,
Yeah.
like,
And
and
then you're
people
just
blame the server all the time. And it's like,
all the time.
obviously, it's not their fault. Like, they're just the face.
So, but yeah, I looked at her and I said, I just want you to let this sink in. You're yelling at another person over salad dressing. I'm gonna get it fixed for you though. So I'll be right back. But you're yelling at somebody over salad dressing.
I love that there was a lesson in there with, like, a, hey, yes, I will complete your request, but here's a lesson for
She
you.
just wanted salad dressing on the side and it was dressed on her salad.
I mean, I know certain people are particular about that
And
with
that's
condiments and
fine.
dressings. Like, I get it.
And you're
This is a
allowed to be.
fixable situation. Like, I didn't take off
Yeah.
your left arm. Like, relax.
Right.
It's
And put
just
that on
food.
your salad. I want to now.
Right. It's just food. Like, we can fix this. I think that's something that you find that challenges you, I guess you could say, in the service industry is like, I highly recommend any young adult or teenager or whatever to work in the service industry because it teaches you how to take people's shit and then also just let it roll off your back. Like, that doesn't have to affect you just because they're ordinary or they're rude or whatever the case. You can take it and roll with it. And I think that is a useful thing in adult life or just like being a human in general because not everybody is going to be chill. Like, not everybody's going to be nice. People are rude. People have other shit going on. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. But one of my favorite stories that I love to tell from working in fine dining, it was a restaurant in Scottsdale. And it was a pretty nice place, even though we wore denim on denim, Canadian tuxedos. I don't know why.
The fuck was
It
this?
was like a Southwestern restaurant, but it was like fine dining. So like I get it. But
Was this at Alma?
yeah, it was Alma. Yeah. Love the food.
Really? I
Fantastic
never
place.
went there, so I
Go.
didn't know.
Go to
I thought
Alma.
they were closed.
They
No?
reopened one, I think, in McCormick.
Oh, well,
It's
good for
Chef
them.
Sheila is fantastic. Such good food.
Shields. All right, Chef Shields.
Right. I'll shout out my boy Jose, who is now a chef in Chicago. You know Jose.
Yeah.
He got me the job there, which I
Oh,
have so
wow,
many
he
good
catered
memories.
Voldemort's birthday.
He did. He
Yeah,
did. He
that was
sure
the
did.
best part of that birthday.
It was the food,
The
absolutely.
tacos.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it was.
tacos and the like drunk burritos, those were great. But I was
That must
waiting
have
on
been after I snuck out.
it was.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I waited on this table and the guy wanted a glass of a wine that we only served in a bottle. I think it was Prisoner. And I was like, sorry, sir, like, we only serve Prisoner in the bottle. And I was like, but you can purchase the bottle. And he was like, yeah, but I only want a glass. Like, don't you have like one of those syringe things that you like stick into the cork and pull it? I was like, no, we don't have one of those here. I know, I
That's
guess that's a thing. Like, you
chaotic.
can like stick a syringe in there and
No.
like pull the wine out so it
No,
doesn't like mess with the air seal. I don't know.
people are
I'm not
doing
a
this.
som. I'm not a
People are
sommelier.
aspirating wine to
I am not at the liberty or under the education to be able to say whether that is a good or a bad thing. I am not a
Also,
sommelier.
like restaurants in the 2010s, especially the mid 2010s when we were working as servers, like they loved to sell Prisoner by the bottle only, as if it was some elite top of the line wine. Like, don't get me
Right.
wrong, it's a good wine. I enjoy it.
It's
And it's a
$40 at Costco. Like it's not a
right.
$300 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, it is
you
if
know,
you ask the Scottsdale restaurants, they'll sell
I'm
it to you for but I think at one point at like peak Prisoner time, I saw it for like 230, maybe 220 or something like that on a
was that
restaurant.
like table service at Bottle Blonde
Can you imagine the girls on the shoulder bringing the bottle and it's a fucking bottle of Prisoner? No, they
with
would
my
charge
Costco card? Like,
bottle
yeah,
blonde would
fresh from
probably.
Costco.
This comes with a Costco
It
membership
comes
and
with a
you're out
Costco card.
there. No, can you imagine?
So
Oh my God. At
I
Bottle
can't.
Blonde, no, a bottle Prisoner would probably be like 400. They're out there
Literally.
selling Tito's for 500, just absolutely
Give me a
raping
break. They're
people.
selling Sky vodka for like $200 a bottle. That shit's like $20 at
Wait,
Walmart.
do
What are you
people
talking
still
about?
sell Sky vodka? No.
Yeah, I don't know if Bottled does, but I definitely got it
I
one
mean,
time at table service at a club. And I was like, y'all's for real? Like, did y'all's go to the convenience store down the street and get this? Like, you have a distributor that brings you this?
it could
Like,
be
it's
Pinnacle
not
Whip.
rail.
It could
It
be.
was okay. I love Pinnacle Whip. I will throw that down all day. It's so good in
You'll
any
die on the
martini.
Pinnacle Hill Whip.
I will. I absolutely will. They were a pivotal moment in the flavored alcohol vodka time frame in the early 2010s.
Do you remember all of the Three Olives brand
Yes.
flavors? The Fruit Loop one or whatever it
Yes.
was called. Oh my God, I learned how to bartend on Three Olives vodka,
Same.
making the most disgusting drinks now that I
Three
think
Olive, Smirnoff, and Pinnacle. And they were like, I was like,
it,
yeah, it was the mixed shot era. Like it was like everything was
yes,
like a Washington apple.
a Three
Bend
Horse.
your mother over backwards and slap her. I'm just kidding. That's not like
Your
really shot,
mother
but
over
like, they had random ass names like that,
and
right?
that
Like
one sounds like you should probably put tequila in it.
I think so. Or whiskey.
Bend your mother over and slap her. We'll have
Maybe
to
a
come.
mezcal.
No.
That'd be a mezcal one,
Oh,
maybe. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Right, exactly. Your reaction says it all. Okay, let me finish that story. So
yeah, sorry.
this man wanted his glass of wine, right? And I was like, told him over and over again, like, sir, I'm so sorry. I understand that you want that, but we only offer it in the bottle. And he's like, but I really want it. Like him saying that to me was gonna like change the outcome of the situation.
Yeah.
And I looked at him stone serious and said, sir, I really want to be a trophy wife, but here I am waiting on your table at this very moment. So we can't always have what we want. This is not the BK Lounge.
Can't have it your way.
And thank God this was received well. And him and all of the people at his table started laughing. And I got a nice tip off of this sarcastic moment because
Oh, God.
sometimes I do deliver sarcasm very well. That could have gone poorly for sure. But I will never forget that moment in my
Yeah.
life of being no, I'm gonna tell you no, but like in a really funny way. Like that's probably one of my favorite things to do is tell people no in a funny way.
That's probably a man who was told yes too many times in his life.
Well, I mean, he's a rich white man. Like,
Oh, for sure. There we go. That's all you have to say. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. He's never been told no.
Yeah, he struck me as the kind of guy that even though you have a cart with a baby in it and you're like trying to do a million things and have stuff in your hands, he like wouldn't move out of the way for you in the aisle.
No. And he definitely wouldn't open the door for you or hold it.
No. No, he's like one of the guys that would shout from a distance, "Looks like you have your hands full." Like, thank you, sir. Thank you
That's
for your
the
observation.
that's the pro-lifers who don't want to adopt or do anything about the child crisis issue.
Right. That's a whole
what that
nother
is right
topic.
there.
That's a whole nother topic. What did I want to go back to? Another one of the being a yes girl versus like a yes girl is like, I'm here again to say yes for things that benefit you, right? Like
Mhm.
you want to say yes to the booty call because that sounds like a good time for you. Like immediately go ahead, go off, girl, go have your fun. But if you're saying yes to it because you want that person to feel a certain way about you and you want them to like you or you want them to accept you in some way, shape, or form, that's not going to get you far. Like you are the rule, not the exception. Like, you have to remember that, yes, we
Mhm.
all tell crazy stories about how, like, because I laid down my entire life and forgot everything that's important to me, this man fell in love with me, and now we're like wildly happy. Love that for you. But somebody needs to stop circulating those stories because most of the time, that's
100%.
not the case. And I think that sometimes don't hate yourself for saying yes to those moments and putting yourself aside for that because it's a learning experience, right? But we also want everybody to be safe. So,
Yeah.
take care of yourself. Like if something benefits you and you put all the appropriate things in place, like I always, when we were in more of our, I don't want to say hood rat stages, but like going out more often and doing stuff, like all my girlfriends had my location. Like I remember specific points in our dating careers where you sent me like, "Hey, I'm going to somebody's house that I met on an app. Like, here's my location." Because you want to make sure that your people are checking in on you. I don't
Absolutely.
I don't want you on a Netflix documentary. Like, not at all.
Desi and I were just talking about that. We're like,
Oh,
I
it's
had like
completely
this
fine.
whole thought and then it just completely left my brain, but it's
It's
totally
okay.
fine. That happens a lot to me. It's called ADHD.
Right.
Look it up.
It'll come back to you.
Losers.
Um, well, let's talk about then how we were just talking about like say yes to the booty call if you want to. Like, I'm all about doing it for the plot in certain situations. Like, if you're like, I'm gonna wear the uber revealing top because I'm doing it for the plot. Or I'm gonna say yes to somebody on the dating app because I'm doing it for the plot. Whatever. But I'm always saying a yes girl has tact. A yes girl is somebody that does it appropriately. Like, don't do it for the plot if it's going to end up with you throwing yourself off of a bridge. Like,
No, for sure.
don't get crazy, not to sound like my mother. Like, are they jumping off of a bridge? Are you going to go too? Like, my mother actually never said that. I'm pretty sure somebody else's mom did that, but I feel like that was a common saying for us for our childhood. Of like, if your friends are going to jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge too? Like, I feel like that was like a life lesson that every single
Yeah.
parent used for us. But moral of the story is say yes. Do it for the plot. Absolutely anytime. I don't want anybody, including myself, to be 85 years old. Okay, let's go for more like 90, in a wheelchair, like recollecting their past and like telling their grandkids stories or whoever, or you got a new best buddy in the nursing home next to you and you're sharing a glass of wine at 10 a.m. Like, and you're telling stories. Like,
10 a.m.
when I'm old enough to have red
Goals.
wine, whatever time of day I want to, that's going to be a good time. You never want to be that person that sits there and thinks like, I wish I did more
For sure.
because you can't get time back. You can't, that's one thing in life that you can't correct, right? You cannot get time back. So enjoy life instead of living it for somebody else, live it for yourself.
Absolutely. I love that. Don't live
Mic
life for
drop, putting
anybody
the mic
else.
down.
Yeah, and I think even as a mom, like, yes, we're supposed to live our lives like for our kids too, but don't forget that you're
Yes.
also a person. You're experiencing life for the first time as well. Like, they have one childhood, you get one motherhood.
I think,
You get these one-time moments and you need to make the best out of them. And I have a crazy story where I did say yes to a hookup and I did it for the plot. And I don't know if I ever told you this story or the events leading up to it, but I was on the phone with Carly most of the time for this because I was
mhm.
freaking out. It was colder months. So I was wearing a lot of pants and I didn't shave very often. And I don't remember why I didn't go home. What was going on? I think it was a time crunch thing, but I went to the Fry's and I got a big bottle of water. I got some shaving cream and a razor, and I shaved my legs outside of my car door in the Fry's parking lot
No shame.
for a hookup
A
so
girl's got to
that
do what a girl's got
my
to do.
legs would be baby butt smooth for my first hookup with this guy. And I will say I did it for the whole plot, only to never want to talk to him.
You know what? I'm proud of you for doing it before you got there because I would have waited until I got to Homeboy's house and then been like, hey, I need to go freshen up in the bathroom really quick.
You're like
And then
taking
I
a
would have
whole
shaved my legs.
shower,
Yeah.
you start doing your hair, you do your makeup, you get dressed, and you're like, thanks, I have a date.
Loved your mouthwash, by the way.
Can you imagine? Thanks, I'm gonna go to my date
Hey,
now.
you might want to change your razor.
He's like, oh, I thought this was your date. We just met on Bumble. No, No, sorry.
Sorry, just kind of used your Sephora or your
I
bathroom
don't
as a
know what would
Sephora
have
really
made you
quick.
think that this was a date, but it's not.
Okay, I want to talk about the one and only, okay, not the one and only date, but like one of the only dates I ever went on from dating apps. I did the dating apps for like a hot second when I was in Arizona, after I had gotten out of a long-term relationship, and I did not do Tinder though, because I was like, I'm actually trying to date people. This Tinder's just for hookups. I mean, I know people that have met on Tinder and got married and all that stuff. Like, good for you. You're a success story. Send it to
Jax's
Tinder.
dad and his wife met on Tinder.
Love that for them. Send it to
Yeah.
Tinder as a success story, but most of the
Oh,
time,
they
that's
should.
really not the
Should.
plot.
No,
But
it's usually for a hookup.
the first person I ever met in person in real life off of a dating app, I was already out. I was out in the Bermuda Triangle in downtown Scottsdale,
Well, bummer.
and all been there. And this guy messaged me, and we had been messaging back and forth, and was just like, "Oh yeah, we should meet up." And I was like, "I'm out right now. Like, are you out? Do you just like want to meet up?" And he's like, "Yeah, actually, let's meet at Bottle Blonde." I was like, "Cool." So I leave my friends. I go to Bottle Blonde. Was it Bottle Blonde? I was one of them, but like I knew the bouncer, so like I felt a little bit more like secure doing that by myself. And I go to the bar to meet up with this dude. He shows up. It was very much a situation where it was like his profile said 6'1" and he was like maybe 6'7" on a good day. And
Wait,
or
wait,
not
wait.
6'7", sorry,
I'm
5'7".
like,
Sorry. Let me pull that back. Yeah. No. Yeah, he put 6 foot on the app, which usually means that they're maybe 5'10".
oh,
But
when
he
it says
was,
like 6'0", like that's
yeah,
it. Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
lie. If it
yeah.
says straight 6 foot, it's a lie. But he was like maybe 5'7" on a good day. And he showed up in crutches and then was like, I was like, all right, well, let's, order a drink or whatever. And he's like, yeah, you can go ahead and get one for yourself. I'm not going to get one. I was like, okay. So, like, why did you meet me at a bar? Like, did you want to, like, chit chat? Because it's kind of loud up in here, my dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. And then it was awkward, and he was just like sitting there on his phone, like on his crutches the whole time. And like, I kept trying to talk to him, and he was just like
Ew, he
being
was on his
weird.
phone the whole time?
Yeah. I
Oh,
was like,
pet
are
peeve.
you messaging whoever else you match with on Bumble so that you can like try and test out your trick with the crutches? Were you gonna come in with a like, I need help. What was me? Sorry, Ted Bundy. I'm not here for it today. Like,
But ew, ew, no. There's so many times where you could just say no, my guy. Like you don't have to
right.
do this. And di I don't even have words for this. I hate just men like that. What are you doing? Why are we at a bar? Did you want to get to know me? Because this isn't a place. I mean, that's a whole thing. Like you go out with people to certain places based on how you want to get to know them. That's how you date. You go to certain
Absolutely.
places with
And
certain people.
there's nothing wrong with like meeting people out at the bars, because not gonna lie, like I met my man at the bar. I was working at the bar, which is a little different, and he was a patron, but like yes, you can meet the love of your life in a
Oh, of
bar,
course.
but
You can meet the
you
men.
right, but you also need to take in consideration that the people that are out at the time that they're out, is it are they serious? And if you're expecting them to be the best person in the whole world and take you completely serious at 1 a.m. and drunk and just trying to hook up, and that's supposed to be the love of your life, like maybe dial back your expectations a little bit.
Yeah.
Like say yes for the plot, but like don't hurt yourself in the
Correct.
process.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Or let anybody hurt you for that matter. We're all about
Right.
safety.
Right. We're all about safety.
Absolutely.
Because I've
Yeah.
definitely said yes to some things that have put me in questionable situations, which such is life. You learn, right? Or like
Yeah.
we all went to high school and we're like, oh, mom, we're staying at Heather's house. In all reality, we were at some 20-year-old dude's house, like all crashing on the couch.
Desi and I ended up at a weird random party one night, and it was like these guys who had just gotten their own house, and we were like, oh, fuck yeah, like cool,
Right.
right? Like, we're gonna go check this out. They had patio furniture as their living room furniture, and we immediately said no. We turned around and we left so fast.
I love
That was an
experiencing a bachelor
immediate
pad.
no. We were that was my first like true experience walking into a bachelor pad. I think I was like freshly 18. Like, hadn't really had any life experience other than giving birth at an age that I shouldn't have been giving birth at. And then I'm, newly single and I'm like, cool, I'm going out with my girlfriend. I'm gonna go check out this bachelor pad. And then it's fucking foldable chairs that you would take to like your son's soccer game. This is your this is your living room furniture. What's on the patio?
But
What's
like,
out
did you guys
there?
move in yesterday or
Nothing.
have you been there for a month? Like,
No, man,
what's
I think this was their aesthetic.
okay? I
Like
mean,
not even patio furniture that like is nice with cushion. It's like foldable patio for I don't I'm not even gonna call it patio furniture anymore. I'm gonna call it camping furniture.
like
It was
it's
like we're
like
camping.
we're going to the T-ball game and we're gonna
Yeah,
bring out our chairs and sit there and
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Yeah, I get where you're going with
They
that.
probably had like an electric little grill that they could use inside their house instead of their stuff.
I'm proud of you for going in and seeing that situation and being like, not for me, and turning around and leaving because my low self-esteem teenage self would have been like,
I'm not saying that.
maybe they love me. Maybe I could fall in love.
If that was like the bar, then my bar was still set pretty low.
The
Because
bar
if
is
that
on the
was like a
floor.
no for me, you would be disgusted at the things I said yes to at that age.
You know what? Also same because I feel like many times as a woman, like we think that the bare minimum is exciting. And
That is,
like
that's
we
sad.
like brag to our girlfriends of like, "Oh my God, he opened the door for me and he also responded to my text messages."
Oh
Like,
yeah, or he texted me the day after a date. Good.
right,
Whether or not he wants to see you again or not, that should be communicated
right,
immediately. Like as soon as, if not the same night the date is over, the next day. That man should be telling you either I want to see you again or hey, in a respectful way, I don't think we should go out again. I don't
right.
understand why that is so difficult. Now
I
you
have
stop the
experienced,
ghosting
right.
and the immaturity and the things like that. It's like, no, just own your shit. And it can be in a text message. You don't have to do confrontation face to
No,
face.
no. You know what's so fucked up is that I experienced one time a man. Well, I've experienced this more than once, but this one situation stuck out to me. We saw each other for like a hot second when I was living in Scottsdale. Like I met him while I was working at the VIG, and we had a good thing going for a second. And for some reason, he just like was turned off by the situation after a while and was just like not interested in pursuing it any further. And he texted me, which I would have preferred he called, but at least I got the full text and was
Sure.
just like, hey, like I've had a really good time with you. But like, I don't want to really pursue this any further. Like, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I just wanted to be straightforward and honest with you. And I wish nothing but the best for you. I think you're great, but it's just not for me, moving forward. And why did that turn me on to him more?
It's the honesty. I don't think it's necessarily him because I think in those
Right.
situations, it just
Because
has to do
the bar is so low, right? That
that
I
it was
was
the text.
so happy that that text came through and this man was acting like a man and like owned it and was just like, hey, sorry, like I don't want to hurt your
Mhm.
feelings, but it's a no for me moving forward instead of ghosting me or dragging me along or being like, hey, maybe send me a picture of that ass and maybe we can talk about it.
I
Like,
mean, at least you were attracted to the communication, like that's kind of healthy.
yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
that you were like, oh, he's rejecting me, so I want him more. You're thinking, oh my God, I got a text. So think about it from that way. Like you're
My
responding
girl.
to the thought that he even reached out. So you're attracted to the communication. Okay, I like communication. Let's find somebody who communicates but also maybe likes me too.
My girl. It's all about perspective,
It
right?
really
It's
is.
all about
Life
perspective.
is perspective. You can look at anything
Percent.
in five different ways, is what I have come across in life, and it's all about perspective and changing that, and also having the ability to see different perspectives, right? Being
Absolutely.
one-sided, you're always going to say no to things if you're one-sided on things. You have to have perspective in order to make a logical yes or no decision. To be a
Absolutely.
yes girl, even, you have to have perspective on things. So
Right. Absolutely.
yeah.
Do you have the control over your reality? Like change your reality. Like I know people talk about like, oh, we're in the matrix, we can change our reality. It's not really like I flip a switch and it's like I'm
For
in a new
sure.
life. It's not like that. It's mental game. It's talking about
Uh-huh.
changing your perspective. And like I think I even mentioned in the beginning of this of you have all the control over how you perceive and how you react to a situation. You have no control over how anybody else does those. So if you come into a situation and look at it and think like, why can't I have that guy? Like it must be me, like something's wrong with me, or why can't I have that job? Or why, don't I have the money to buy this and that and the other
Yeah.
thing? Like what's wrong with me? What's going on? Instead of looking at the other side of it and changing your perspective and changing it to the like, I'm a catch, like his loss, cool, move on to the next one. Like he ghosted me, apparently he has confrontation issues, like he's too much of a coward to go after it, or whatever. Or hey, that's not gonna that kind of interaction or relationship isn't going to work for me, so great, I'm glad you showed your true
Yeah.
colors ahead of time and you don't have to worry about that later on. It's shift your perspective into not the self blame, but the, all right, cool, I'm just going to move on, or I'm going to be thankful for what I already have.
Yeah. Take the victim mentality out of it.
Exactly what I was looking
Mhm.
for. Take the victim mentality out of it. Being a yes girl can very much put you in victim mentality, I think.
Yeah.
And not purposefully. I think it's just kind of a symptom of it. So that is why you have to be a no girl and a yes girl at the same time. Like say yes to the adventures, say yes to the fun moments, say yes to the things that you can tell stories about later in life, because let me tell you, telling the story about it is way more fun than the actual moment. I will
Yeah.
vouch for that every single day.
It's like a different type of adrenaline rush than in the
Absolutely.
actual moment that it happened.
I'm
And then
jazzed
people
right
could be
now.
like, I'm always jazzed when I talk to you, but we also just have some of the best memories and things to go over.
We did
And
have a lot of
also
fun.
just two people who do appreciate other people's perspectives on things and opinions. And I think we agree on a lot of stuff. I can't really ever think of a time where you and I have gotten into like a big disagreement. And correct me if I'm wrong, like please
I,
do.
I don't think we've ever like fought over a disagreement, but you kind of taught me about laying down the line and not just like agreeing to something because somebody you care about is saying it.
Okay.
Like you will be like, no, that's not really like how I feel about it. And you'll go into it. And I think the first couple of times that that happened in our relationship, I was like, damn, Jackie, you didn't have to be a bitch about it. But like you weren't being
Damn,
a bitch
Jackie.
about it. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of that stupid fucking damn Jackie, I can't control the weather. Fuck. How many times
But
people have sent me that meme. But anyways,
yeah.
yeah, gosh, damn Jackie, you don't have to be a bitch. I think that triggered me a little. I think I've heard that one too many times in my life. It's like, you know what? Sometimes I do, okay? And it's not always me being a bitch. It's me being tough. Tough love. Everybody needs it at some point in your life, especially my best friends. I want the best for you guys. That's it.
Absolutely.
And if you don't agree with me, tell me why you don't, and then I always will hear out other perspectives.
That's a wonderful
Always.
thing in an adult relationship is like you don't always have to agree on everything. Like you can easily be friends and not agree on topics. And you can also have different perspectives, but do you have the ability to have that conversation with each other and debate it out? Like, do you have the ability to keep your head cool and instead of being defensive of like your opinion, you can just let somebody else have their own opinion, especially in a friendship. Like you should be able to talk about the hard topics. Like that's what friends are for. Close friends. You should be able to talk about the hard shit, religion, politics, like what your stance is on pro choice or pro life. Like you should be able to have those healthy conversations with each other and still remain friends. And I think that is extremely important.
Yeah. And those people who you can't do that with, those aren't your friends. The people who don't
Exactly.
respect your boundaries, who don't respect when you say yes and no, who don't respect your perspective of, things, you don't always have to agree with everybody. Just to reiterate what you said. So, and I have a specific, which I want to get into like friendship topics and stuff, and I have a very specific friend. Well, I guess ex-friend at this point. We have actually have two very specific friends. One was in the last, I think it was 7 years ago, right before I met you. Like I think months. We're talking like months before I met you, and then last year.
I just
Last
filled
year
a void.
I had, but in like the best way possible. Like you were
Love
not.
you.
What is it called? A rebound. You're not a friend rebound. You were like you were what I needed. And look
No,
at you. I mean, rebounds don't last 7 years.
we're in this for the real, real.
We are. But yeah, I mean, and I'll get into this at a later time on why my friendship fallout happened last year and why it's okay to leave friends behind sometimes and why you need to say yes to those things. Those because that's really important. But
That's
yeah,
going to be
so
in our next series, right? Like in
our
like the next
flashback
like
call.
Yeah, so as soon as
Our
fall comes,
flashback
we're going
fall
to be talking
series.
about that.
I don't think we ever really got in. So to wrap up, our this episode was so great. We are planning on doing like series. So we're kind of getting into like the saying yes, talking about self-discovery, self-respect along those lines. So that's kind of the main topics of our first few episodes, and then we really want to start getting into what I like to call, as a millennial, a flashback series, right? Flashback Friday, but we're calling it Flashback Fall because we'll get into that later in August and kind of going into those fall
I feel
months.
like that's on theme because Hollister and Abercrombie just put out their vintage vault line, which is like literally what I wore in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I need it some pieces, not all of them, because low-rise jeans can miss me immediately.
Yeah, we
But
should absolutely
I
do
need
some
some pieces.
flashback outfits for our
Yeah.
episodes for our
Yes.
recording.
I'm here for the flashback
That
series.
would be a great. We'll talk about that off. We'll talk about that offline. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. Oh yeah, an American Eagle with their jeans.
You know what?
Controversy shit. I
I
can't
feel so
stand
bad
people.
for Sydney Sweeney. Like
I
I
know. Girl
stand
just
for
signed
Sydney
on to do a
Sweeney.
fucking ad, and look at
Like
what's happened.
the girl's just trying to make money and you guys act like she literally just like enabled like a Holocaust. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this girl's literally getting paid to say the words that she's saying in a pair of jeans because she's got a hot body. That's about it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else behind it, and everybody else is coming for this girl. And
This is
I hate
one
it.
of those moments where I think we've given people too much access to the internet.
We've also given people too much power on the internet. Like, people are out
Oh,
here
for sure.
trolling hard and they're picking stuff to be mad about because there isn't that much to be mad about at the moment because these PR teams have become so specific because they're afraid of getting canceled. And you guys are coming
Yeah.
after this girl because she used the word jeans, like blue jeans, and the word jeans, like our genetic makeup. And talking about like her blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, I'm sorry, but I also have blonde hair and blue eyes, and I feel like that doesn't get enough praise here and there, you know? So I'm like, I'm here for it. Yes, Sydney. Like, let's go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and you have to be careful with your words these days because they will be interpreted and perceived I mean, I guess, that's just a whole other thing I could get into is the perception of things and the craziness that goes on with that kind of stuff.
Say
And
no to trolling. Let's just that will not be a part of our say yes campaign. Like you say no to trolling. Like we are
trolling.
women, we are supposed to be yes girls to each other. Like yes,
Yeah.
queen, support you. Like obviously as long as you're not going out here and like murdering puppies or anything, like I will say yes, queen to that. Not
On
murdering
that
puppies.
note, I saw somebody who had commented that Sydney Sweeney has set women back years. And I'm like, what? I'm sorry, but this American Eagle ad has not set women back. It has not. It has not done anything.
Love
Like,
Island
there's
has
not,
set women back years. What are you talking about?
please.
I watch it, but just so
It,
I'm
it lost
culturally
me.
relevant.
It lost me at the baseball scene. It
Oh,
lost
that was
me at
obnoxious.
that.
That was an orgy. What are you
That's
talking
where it.
about?
Yeah,
That's
it
not a
lost me at the
dating
baseball
show.
orgy. There we go. It was. It
Right.
is. It's a giant orgy, and I can't believe that people aren't canceling that type of shit out in this world. But
Right.
anyways,
Like,
I
I feel
digress on
uncomfortable.
Love Island. But I saw that I'm like, nobody, she did not set us back 10 years. Okay. What continues to set us back is women being against women. That's what's setting us back.
Period.
Okay, hating
Period.
on her, setting us back. Like, look at the shit that you're saying because you're probably projecting what you're doing onto somebody else in order to avoid blame. Too much of that going on around here.
Right. It's not like,
Sydney
it's not,
Sweeney didn't hold us back, babe.
no.
You talking shit about another woman is holding us back.
Right. Like, literally, your perspective and your mindset of that is the thing that's holding us back. Like, not her, this cute little, I don't know if she's 20 something or 30 something. I don't know a whole lot about her, but
I
like
don't know
this
either.
young woman that's out there being like, hey, I feel good in my body and I'm going to sell a pair of jeans with it. And this company chose me because of that. Her
Also,
taking that and like you guys turning around and saying that she's ruining something because of it, absolutely not. She's taking it into her power in a system that's already in. Like she's hacking the system and
oh
you
yeah.
guys are out here being pissed about it.
And our system is already like a patriarchal system. So
Well, of
let's
course.
not add to it.
Taylor
Let's
Swift
not
talks all about it.
let's not do women against women and let the men win. Like, let's just think about it from that way. And I also truly think that we got on board with butts Right, like remember the early 2000s, like when we were in high school, middle school, like having a big butt, you were fat.
Oh,
You
yeah,
were
no.
considered fat. And it was all about the boobs. And I feel like boobs really got pushed out when the butt era came in. And now this you have this beautiful woman like Sydney Sweeney who has huge boobs and people are losing their fucking bananas over it.
And
Like
they're
they're
natural.
losing their
They're
minds.
not fake.
I know, but that's like what they're fueling all of this energy toward.
Well, and it's like we
Is
jump
like,
up and down in it, right? Like we went from
what the fuck?
the anxiety anorexic model era to the Hollister Abercrombie era of like
Mhm.
you have to be a zero, right? Which is not a good look on pushing that to high school students, number one. Number two, we went into that after that the like, hey, some people are curvy, okay, R&B, like, people are
Yeah,
R&B's
absolutely.
always been a thing, but
Right.
like it's we were paying, and then we came into like the Kardashian era of
It,
like we're gonna have manufactured bodies, and some people do have like wider hips and like a bigger backside that is natural to them, and they just have that good genetics. Shout out Jackie's ass for sure. 100%. And then now we're coming in, then we go into the body positivity era, and now we're in the Ozempic era. Like, what the fuck is happening?
oh
Like,
my God,
there's,
it's such an, but you know what? It's just a like a hone to how we are with women's bodies. You know,
and
one
it's
day we're
all
praising
about
it,
the
and the next,
patriarchy controlling us, like divide and conquer, right? You just
right?
separate all of us and make us hate each other. You can't, like, women should be coming together. If women came together in, and I'm not saying this would be an instantaneous thing, but like come together overall and support the greater good, like we would be unstoppable. Like there's a reason why we are submissed in many situations in the world. And I think it's because our power is to be feared. We literally create life. Like we bring life to the world. And like you think we respond off of something emotionally? Have you seen a man get pissed about a football game? Because I'm from near Chicago. My girl, like, it's not good over here on football Sunday. Like,
Or a video game. The way I have
don't
seen
get
a
me started.
man chuck a fucking controller down on the ground, and
Over an
I'm over
animated
here
figurine,
like freaking out that my jeans aren't fitting properly. And what do? I take a few deep breaths, I take them off, and I put on something that fits me. And
literally.
that's that. And that's the drama right there. But no, you've got this motherfucker who gets found behind a tree. Like, no wonder he found you behind that tree, shot you in the head. I mean, now your
Yeah,
Call of Duty
because
game's
you
over.
you
And
made
your
your
remote's across
avatar.
the room. And then you're surprised that the little stick thing is broken.
Right, because you made
Let's
your
let's talk
avatar
about
have
why.
neon pink hair, like and like a cross-dresser's outfit. Like why do you think they found you behind the tree? Because you could stick
Yes.
out like a sore thumb. You
Yes.
couldn't just go with the
If you
normal
need
guy? Like you
if you
couldn't.
need fashion advice and a little
I'm
thing
here
going
for
on,
you,
don't
honey.
it's your avatar. I got you. Let me create your
Let me
avatar.
help you, honey. We can collaborate on this. Like let me do
This
this
is
for
me
you
being supportive. This is
because I
me
did
saying
that
yes
in
to
the dial-up
support.
era. I did that in the dial-up era. You
I
remember like
played
the
The
little
Sims.
dolls? Yep, The Sims,
I played The
exactly.
Sims. I know how to
Absolutely.
create these things.
Absolutely. I know that you're supposed to have the black and white checkered floor in the kitchen. I know that. Like everybody did it. Oh my goodness.
Everybody. Every
Okay. We got off topic again as we
we
always
did.
do.
We were
But that's
wrapping up and
fine.
then you
But it was
didn't wrap up.
funny. But
Now
I
we need
like
to wrap
it.
up.
Okay, so now we need to wrap up. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us for episode 2, talking about being a yes girl, being a yes girl, and when it's okay to say no because it's yes for yourself. And we look forward to what we have coming up for you guys. The flashback series is coming up this fall. We've also got a couple more topics to hit on in the next couple of weeks, and we can't wait to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You can find us on TikTok now, The Girlhood Hangover, on Instagram at The Girlhood Hangover, me at Jackie Pinkston on Instagram, and we will do our best on the socials. Stephanie and I are still learning. We'll take free tips though.
I will
Oh,
always take free tips
send those our way.
on the PR.
But
Absolutely.
we're just continuing to build this podcast, and we appreciate everybody who's listening. So we'll be back next week for episode 3. And we'll see you guys soon.
Shout out to my moms for being the first 2 people to comment on our Spotify
Lila's
as well.
Grammy. Lila, yeah. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Good point saying Spotify. We are only on Spotify right now. That I'm not gonna lie because I love being transparent. That is mostly because I have no idea how the fuck to upload to Apple Music. or not
That's
Apple
okay.
Music, Apple Podcast. So we'll
We'll
figure
figure it
that
out.
out. And then when we kind of expand a little bit, we will let everybody know. Otherwise, we'll see you guys soon. And it was so much fun chatting with you today, Steph.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.